Okay, let's get straight into this one. My statement on this title of this video is called Why Golovkin is the perfect opponent for Manny Pacquiao. Now, Freddie Roach made a statement about Pacquiao potentially wanting to move up higher in division and probably fight possibly potentially at middleweight and fight Gennady Golovkin. He mentioned the name Golovkin. He mentioned the name Pacquiao. And when you first think about it, you think it's crazy. And I did a video on this before. But this is my follow-up video to the video I did before. All right. So I've got further to say. Yes, Hamza, what's up? Now, I just tweeted the title of this video out. And, as you do, you get people on Twitter. They've always got an opinion. And so I tweeted it out. And lo and behold, Mark F. Villanueva, founder, Villanueva Boxing Academy, philanthropist, writer, boxing trainer, vote for my story, CNN. Well, Mark, as with most people, a lot of boxing writers, or not even boxing writers, more boxing people on YouTube, I'm not taking a dig. They will talk to you about the obvious. They'll talk to you about what's possible. They'll talk to you about things that, if they win, they lose, 50-50. But this story right here, I think it's possible. I think it's realistic. And I'll tell you why. Boxing, you have to look at the history of boxing, and particularly the history of Manny Pacquiao and opponents that he's fought previously in his career to know what they would do to Golovkin if this fight was to happen. If this fight were to go ahead, let's say in November, what would they do to make this fight in Manny Pacquiao's favor? Because Golovkin wouldn't be the A side in this. Let's get this straight. Golovkin couldn't be the A side in this fight. Manny Pacquiao, and by the way, good afternoon to all my boxing friends in the Philippines. This video is for you. And wherever you are in the world, push for this fight, because this will give your senator a lot more money and will definitely put him down as an all-time great, because a lot of people think that Golovkin's something special. Great. And I'm not so convinced in that. And here's where my thinking is. We know what Manny Pacquiao's done in the past. We know he's drained guys like Miguel Cotto. We know, what he did with, I think when he fought Hatton was at welterweight, brought him down to light welterweight. We know he drained Miguel Cotto. We had him fight against Margarito. He's fought against Shane Mosley. He's fought a lot of guys, but for one way or another, it's worked in Pacquiao's favor. The Marquez fight, well, Manny Pacquiao's never been great against guys who are counter punchers like Marquez, and he always had a problem. And in the end, Marquez found the right antidote to beat Pacquiao, which is to knock him out. He walked straight onto the right hand. Manny Pacquiao has fast hands, in and out movement, can fight lateral movement, and since he's come back, he's fought guys like Keith Thurman, Adrian Broner. So Pacquiao's come back and done well. He's a Hall of Famer. He's fought the best of the best of the best. You can't say the same for Golovkin. Golovkin hasn't fought the best of the best of the best. Golovkin's bigger than Pacquiao, yes. Is he better? No. No, he's not. When you think about this, if Pacquiao goes up to middleweight and fights Golovkin at middleweight, like how Kell Brook did, it's not a smart fight. But if they weight drain Golovkin, they bring Golovkin down to light middleweight. So first of all, he comes down to light middleweight, and there's a rule that he cannot go up any higher than X amount of pounds. So they weight drain a guy who's 35 years old. So that's the first thing they do. So they drain him. Right? They say in the fight, they drain Golovkin. Golovkin thinks he can make the weight. Yeah, he'll make the weight, but he'll be dried out. So physically, you're looking at a 35-year-old trying to make light middleweight. So he's going to be weight drained 1. So he won't be the same fighter that he was at middleweight. That's the first thing you need to think about. The second thing is durability. The punches he could take at middleweight, he won't be able to take down uh, light middleweight. 3, when Pacquiao goes to make those body attacks, Golovkin is going to get hit and he's going to get hurt. He'll be weakened coming down to light middleweight. 4, Golovkin's not the fastest on his feet and he's not the greatest defense. 5, and this is the reason why I said Manny Pacquiao is the perfect fighter for Golovkin is the perfect fighter for Manny Pacquiao. Here it is. If you know your boxing, you know that Golovkin, technically, when you throw 3 or 4 punches at Golovkin, what does he do? He rocks back, he takes the punches, and then like a recoil, he comes back at you. If you look at when he fought Kell Brook, when Kell Brook was hitting him good shots, he was in the pocket, threw shots, and then Kell Brook would stay there. When you fight Golovkin, you've got to throw your shots, and as he's about to respond, get out of there. Manny Pacquiao is perfect for that. Manny Pacquiao throws his shots and he gets out of the way. He throws his shots and gets out of the way. And against a guy like Golovkin, Golovkin will be chasing shadows all night. He's going to be chasing shadows all night. Because Pacquiao hit him 1, 2, 3, 4 away. 1, 2, 3 away. And that's all Pacquiao has to do. Do not stay in the pocket. Do not stay in trade. Throw 3 or 4 punches and get out of the way. Slip to the sides. Get off the ropes. Stay in the center of the ring. Golovkin can't beat you. Golovkin cannot beat you if you do that. Of course, if you stand in front of Golovkin and you let Golovkin load up on you, you're in trouble. You're in big trouble. But people won't talk about that. People won't talk about the limitations of Golovkin. Look, a welterweight who hasn't done great. Kell Brook went up, and Kell Brook was doing the right things against Golovkin. He was picking Golovkin with uppercuts, hitting him with good shots. And then Brook, realized he was in too much of Golovkin. But I don't believe that's the same for Pacquiao. Pacquiao's got better footwork than Brook. He's got better hand speed than Brook. He's got better IQ than Brook. He's a better fighter than Brook. So if Pacquiao can get in, zip in and out, and stay to the sides with Golovkin, Golovkin will be chasing shadows all night. And he'll be taking a lot of punishment coming in as well. You think that Pacquiao's just going to stand there and let Golovkin punch him up? No. Pacquiao's going to be moving, using them punches. That's why I knew that Pacquiao would beat Thurman. Thurman's great coming forward, but push Thurman onto the back foot. And Thurman's got no defense. Like Golovkin, no defense. And flat-footed. You're flat-footed, you've got no defense, you come forward in straight lines, and you think you're going to beat Manny Pacquiao. You're going to come forward against Manny Pacquiao weight drained. You'll be weak to the body, you'll be weak to the head. You're coming at a middleweight, coming at light middleweight. You're coming in at 154 pound. Really? Because that's the only way I see that fight happening. Pacquiao coming in at 154 or coming just light at 150 and fighting Golovkin. So yeah, Golovkin's bigger than him, but that don't mean nothing. That won't mean nothing fight night when Golovkin starts getting hit in the chin and Pacquiao starts dizzying him, or Pacquiao starts working to the body, or late on in the fight when there's no stamina because your gas tank is running low against these guys throwing 1,000 punches at you. No. And if there's a fight that Golovkin to get dropped in, this will be the fight that would happen. Or he'll get badly hurting. It's this fight. Because when Golovkin gets tired now, and he can't go into his second win because he's weight drained, that's where Pacquiao get him. So for all you out there that think that Golovkin would just walk through Pacquiao, think again. Think again. He didn't walk through Danny Jacobs. He didn't walk through Kell Brook. He didn't walk through Kell Brook. That's a blown up like a welterweight. He didn't walk through Canelo, who at the time was a light middleweight moved up. So I don't know who Golovkin's walking through. I know he's dropped and hurt bigger guys, Pacquiao, by weight training him and dropped him and hurt him. And I think he's got enough speed and enough footwork in him to cause Golovkin problems. And this is an aging Golovkin. Nobody can tell me Golovkin's getting better now. So it's an aging Golovkin who I don't think is getting any better. In fact, I think he's regressing. So those are my thoughts on this fight. I think it's a good fight to make. I think it's the perfect fight to make. And it's a great fight for Senator Pacquiao to go out on. And if that fight happens, it's the end of Golovkin's career. Because you can't come back from that. So you better both sail off in the sunset after this fight. Pacquiao, after this fight, no more fights for you. You get a massive payday in a super fight for Golovkin and be gone with it. And Golovkin, don't come back. Because you're getting beat by Pacquiao, that's the end of your legacy. Not because you got beat by Pacquiao, but you let a man come up from a lower weight division, come up and beat you up. Not for the first time as well, because I still think Canelo beat you up as well. But there you go. That's just me. But I just think that the last fight of Deverenchenko, I thought Deverenchenko beat him as well. But that's just my opinion. That's why I think Pacquiao is an explosive fighter. He's got good footwork. He's got angles which Golovkin will not understand. Not them kind of angles, and he'll be chasing shadows. And just the fact of him chasing Pacquiao around the ring all night, that will tire him out anyway. Throwing, missing with big punches, Pacquiao nailing him with counter shots. It's a bad fight for Golovkin if he decides to go for that trap and take the fight. I just don't see Golovkin having the speed or the footwork to get him into positions enough times to cause damage. GGG is the most overrated fighter in the last 2 decades. He never moved up, fought no one, and there's no clear victories at middleweight. Dr. Ward and Lara lost to Jacobs and Deverenchenko. Hamza says, Pac-Man can stop him. Only thing I'm worried about is the lack of ring IQ and the fact that Pac can't gauge distance that well. I would disagree with you there. The lack of ring IQ. So the ring IQ, you look at the masters that have mastered Pacquiao. The guys that have mastered him. The guys that have mastered Pacquiao are Floyd Mayweather. We know Floyd has got is supreme with that straight right hand. And I think he would master Golovkin the same way with a straight right hand. Because I don't think Golovkin's defensively any better. And he'll walk into Floyd, and Floyd will just do the shoulder roll and make Golovkin miss and make him pay and work his body. Unanimous point decision for Floyd. So Pacquiao here, he's more ruthless. I know you say he doesn't gauge distance well, but against Golovkin, I don't know about that. I don't know. Golovkin doesn't show me enough science to say that he's going to be able to capitalize on that. I think Manny can beat him. GGG is washed to me. That's why I agree. I agree with you too. Wow, another video. Has to be done, Denise. Has to be done. It's usually counterpunch that give Manny issues. That's what I'm saying. And I will know Golovkin's known for his counterpunching ability. I know he's a flat track front foot bully. And then that's what I know. Floyd, Marquez, and Tony Barrera. There you go. That's what I'm saying to you. And you got to give them. I think didn't Morales fight Pacquiao as well, and Morales gave him problems, right? So, but all them guys you talk about are legends, pure, proper legends. Do you understand? Let's see what this guy's saying. Yeah, he says he goes here. He's listening. I go, Mark Villeneuve. I hope I say your name right, my friend. He's saying like making GGG drop to a light middle. Yeah, that's the way. That's the only way, Mark. That's the only way I see Pacquiao having the success he wants in this fight. I mean, Pacquiao fighting to middleweight? No, that would be silly. That'd be silly because then Pacquiao is then substituting his speed and movement. I mean, the fight could be made at middleweight, but Pacquiao comes in at 154. You know what I mean? I mean, it's certainly easier for a guy that's older to move up in weight than a guy that's older to move down in weight. Clearly. GG's got a good spear jab. That's his money punch. So Pacquiao's inability to gauge this and can give him problems. Well, hold on a second. Wait. Loving the content. Enjoying the content. Thank you. Wait. Let me rewind and come again with you, selector. Oscar, don't tell me that Golovkin's a better boxer than Oscar De La Hoya. Don't tell me that. Oscar De La Hoya throws better punches than Golovkin. Oscar De La Hoya's got a better setup of combinations than Golovkin. Oscar De La Hoya threw fast, put better shots together than better combination puncher than Golovkin. I mean, Oscar was really he was when it comes to being flat-footed. Oscar had his moments of being proper stand and be flat-footed or leaden-footed, but Oscar could actually get up on his toes and he can box nice. And anyone comes up and tells me about the David Lemieux fight, oh my god. Yeah, did you see that fight with Golovkin and the jab he threw against Lemieux? Lemieux can't box. Lemieux's just a puncher. I didn't see no fancy getting up his toes and boxing when he fought Danny Jacobs. I didn't see him get up on his toes and boxing when he fought Canelo. I didn't see that when he fought Deverenchenko. Right? I didn't see that. I just saw a brawler who had a good chin coming forward. That's it. I didn't see nothing else. So the jab that you're talking about, I think, would be nullified by Pacquiao's speed and movement. Because Oscar's had got a great jab. Oscar's jab, left hook, right hand combination. I mean, it steadied up Chavez, the jab, but it won't be steady at Pacquiao because Pacquiao's not moving in straight lines. Pacquiao will be coming at angles. So I think Golovkin's going to be trying to find Pacquiao with that jab. Hell no, I wasn't saying that at all. De La Hoya fought everyone in the weight class he was campaigning at while GGG hasn't. And if GGG did, we wouldn't be talking about GGG as no Hall of Famer, would we? Coach Chris, Pacquiao is a G about his. My respect for him went up taking on the Thurman bout. I told you all he beat Thurman. I tell you before the Thurman fight, as the Thurman fight was announced, I told you because I used to talk to Thurman before all the big hype came around Thurman. Thurman used to ring my house and we used to do interviews back when I was in Grenada, right? I used to talk to Thurman when everyone was ignoring Thurman. And I told you after the Diaz fight, Thurman had an injury to his shoulder. He was never the same fighter again. He had injury problems. Yeah, he had fights against Porter and he had fights against Danny Garcia. But I said to you, them guys flat-footed come forward and come moving straight lines. So that's okay. But now Pacquiao's different. Pacquiao's coming with them angles. Them weird angles he's coming at you. And he's accurate when he hits you. Different proposition. You know. So I knew. I know what was coming to Thurman. All that talk he was talking, I knew what was coming. It was sit down time. He was going to get taught by a master. And that's what you saw in Pacquiao. And if Golovkin is foolish enough to fall into the trap of taking a fight with Pacquiao, thinking, I'm the bigger guy, I'm the stronger guy. All right, cool. And then you find on the night you'll pull yourself down to 154. Do you remember when Abel Sanchez was talking all that good stuff? Yeah, we'll fight anybody from 154 to 168. And then I went to Gable. Said, yeah, really? 154 to 168. Okay. So does that mean you take the Floyd Mayweather fight? Yeah, we'll take Floyd Mayweather, no problem. For the money, because obviously Mr. 10% or Mr. 25% was getting a percentage out of that for Pacquiao for a Mayweather fight. You understand? That's why the Golovkin fight would fight for when we talk that rubbish, 154 to 168. You remember that nonsense he was talking? And then we said, all right, move up then. And they will talk about James DeGale fighting GGG and George Groves fighting GGG and this person fighting GGG and that guy fighting GGG once. And Froch was saying he didn't want to fight him because he wanted to swerve him like a plague. I bet you now, if you ask Froch if he'd fight Golovkin, he'll take the fight in a heartbeat. They'll see what Canelo's did to him, back him up, and think, nah, you know what? I'll have a bit of that. And why not? You know, so I think Golovkin's a myth. I think he's a myth. I think he's well marketed and well packaged. But tell me, which Hall of Famer has Golovkin beat? Which Hall of Famer did Golovkin knock out? Okay, forget Hall of Famer. Which top-ranked middleweight today has Golovkin knocked out? Yeah, I thought there'd be a silence. There's a silence because there's obviously nobody else in my room with me. But yeah, I think that silence is across the YouTube universe. Who world class has he knocked out? Don't tell me Kell Brook, because Kell Brook was not a world class middleweight. That was a cameo at middleweight. So that's not count. LOL. Then Ward and Lara both called him out, and GGG ducked them both. Of course he did, because like Canelo, GGG has the same problem. Guys with movement. That's why you don't see guys like Canelo fighting, Canelo and GG fighting. Too many guys that can move. A lot of the black fighters. Keep away from that stuff. Anyone's got a bit of movement, a little bit of shake and vac. You understand? Anyone's got a bit of shake and vac. Keep away from that. Straight up and down. No effects, as Mayweather would say. Straight up and down. That's the type of guys that Golovkin and Canelo like to fight. Once you start a bit of razzle dazzle and a bit of movement and a bit of nice fancy danning, and you're able to, slip and slide and move to the side and get out the side door business. Once you start talking about boxing science, them guys don't want to know. Them guys don't want to sign no contract with guys like that. What's the matter? He's had the Lara experience, and he thought, nah, hell no, I don't want any of that. He had the Lara experience. Hey, you talk to people. What do you say? Hey, I'm telling you, I don't want to fight nobody like Lara again. You hear me? In my career, nobody like that again. You hear me? You may not heard me Mexican. I'm telling you in damn English. Do not get me any of them fighters that move like that, like Lara. I don't want any of that. Don't give me any of that, all right? And we'll be cool. And that's how it goes. Lara was a smaller fighter, and GGG still ducked him. That's my point. You said it. Myth. That's actually perfect description. I'm here, says Denise Wards. You said it. They can't stand movement. Lemieux might be his best win. B-level fighters like Jacobs and Deverenchenko both beat him. Yeah, B-level. Average Danny Jacobs. That's what it is. Average Danny Jacobs. Listen. I said I am never watching Danny Jacobs fight again. I said when he fought against Golovkin, I thought, you know what? I'll give it to you, right? I didn't think Golovkin could knock out Jacobs. In fact, I thought Jacobs could give Golovkin a boxing lesson because he had all the skills for that. I think what happened with Jacobs is he got in there, he was scared of Golovkin because of all the talk and Abel Sanchez. I call it Fable Sanchez now. All the talk about Golovkin being this big puncher and Golovkin being this terrifying guy and this and that. He got in there against Golovkin. He felt the power. He thought, all right, okay, hold on a second. This guy don't punch as hard. This guy ain't that good. And Jacobs couldn't believe his fortune. So he was in there and he couldn't really capitalize in the way he wanted to against Golovkin because he didn't realize that Golovkin was that bad. Was that poor. Right? So I thought, all right, you know what? I'll give Danny Jacobs another chance. I'll give him another look. I'll give the brother another chance because, you know what? Might be stage fright and, then I see if I get I said, that's it. Fed up. I've had enough of Danny Jacobs. Because you know what? Danny Jacobs is it should be Danny. I'm happy to be here, Jacobs. Grateful Jacobs. That's what it is. In terms of boxing, do you understand? I know his backstory, and I love his backstory. You know how he came back from cancer and all the rest of it. And I think that story is not celebrated enough. Tyson Fury's story, the mental health is and him coming back from abusing his body has been more documented than Danny Jacobs coming back from cancer. But nobody talks about that. Let's hush and keep that under the carpet. But from boxing, just boxing, never mind, because obviously Danny Jacobs is healthy and well now, and I'm really glad for him. But he's happy to be here, Jacobs. So I don't really talk about Danny Jacobs too tough on this channel. I don't talk too much more about Danny Jacobs. I'm just call it as it is. I'm going back to old school Bayloric TV, old school, where you just come and tell it as it is, raw. Yep, Eurofighters who move in straight lines and lack any semblance of an inside game. Canelo fighting domestic level guys like Quigley Ryder is a travesty. But listen, I think Ryder's a damn good fighter. I think he's a damn good fighter. I think he showed you the limitations of Callum Smith, who's straight up and down and cannot box off the back foot. And as soon as you but check out my Ryder video anyway. I think he's probably one of the best southpaws we've got in this country, in the UK. Hamza, I actually like Ryder. I think he's a goer. Of course, definitely he's a goer. He's more of a goer than GGG. Jacobs showed GG way too much respect. He still beat him though. He should have done way better. Jacobs lacks a certain temperament to be at A level. Happy to be here. That's what the temperament is. Couldn't be great. Couldn't be more. Couldn't agree more. Danny Jacobs literally fights for the check. He didn't even try versus Canelo. Danny Grateful Jacobs. That's what it is. Happy to be here. Hi, I'm Danny Jacobs. I'm happy to be here. Hey, hi. I want Charlo to fight him. I want Charlo to fight him so bad. You don't know. But you know what? And I really love the Charlos. I love what the Charlos stand for. You know, they ain't waiting for the racist media, and they are racist and biased. They're not waiting for the media to promote them. They promote themselves, and I'm proud of those brothers for that. Yeah, I love the Charlo brothers. However, Big Charlo's got to fight. He's got to fight someone now. Do you understand? He's got to fight someone. Because I love him, and I want to see him beat Danny Jacobs, and I want to see him beat Andrade, and I want to see him beat the crap out of Devonchenko. I want him to beat them guys. I really do. So I can really believe in him, because I still need to see that. I need to see that. I need to see him fight. I mean, the fight he had against what's the boy, the brother that I interviewed? I can't remember his name again. That was a close fight. But I want to see Charlo fight that big name, like that dog name where people say, you know what? Hey, Charlo's going to get something tonight. That's the fight I want to see Charlo in. I want to see my boy shine at the highest level. You know, to back up that Lions talk. Because I've seen one lion already. I've seen one lion get tamed already. And it couldn't block a jab. So I don't see any more lions get humbled like that. You understand? You know what I'm talking about. I swear, Jacobs hasn't thrown a punch hard at anyone since he beat Peter Quillin. Yeah, well, I used to tell people I sound like a real hater today, but I just call it for what it is. Peter Chocolate, Kid Chocolate, yeah, what his name was, Black Chocolate, Kid Chocolate, White Chocolate. I don't know what his damn one name was, okay, but Peter Quillin always looked like he was fighting like he was rabbit in headlights. Have you ever looked at Quillin fight? He fights rabbit in headlights. Like, oh, I might get hit here. And then I saw him get dropped twice by Andy Lee. So I thought, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if what Jacobs did happen. And I wasn't surprised. And I think they were friends anyway. So I don't think Quillin had his heart in it. He didn't have his heart in it. So that's Quillin for you. If Canelo's the face of boxing, he has no business fighting Ryder at this stage of his career. Remember when fans were mad at an old Floyd picking a former champion Berta as his next opponent? Hey, listen, let me, bro, I love you, man, but I got to check you on this one. Ryder just beat one of the best super middleweights in the world in Callum Smith. According to his promoter, he's the best super middleweight in the world. If you listen to Joe Gallagher, he's the greatest super middleweight. He was the greatest super middleweight ever. He would have beaten Joe Kawasaki, Nigel Benn, Chris Eubank, Michael Knight, James Tiny, Roy Jones. He'd have beaten them all on the same night. If you listen to people about Callum Smith, I like Callum Smith. I just don't think he's very good on the back foot. In fact, I think he's awful on the back foot. Right? I think he's a front runner, and he likes to fight the front foot. Can't handle pressure. But Ryder beat him convincingly. That was the guy that won that cup, yeah, the Muhammad Ali Trophy. He beat the guy that won the Muhammad Ali Trophy convincingly. Did a better job at him than George Groves did. Convincingly. So you have to give John Ryder his credit. It's either you're going to be a fan of boxing or a fan of personalities. Because John Ryder deserves his shot far more than Callum Smith that got beat by John Ryder. So that's my answer on John Ryder. Put me down for that Charlo Jacobs bout. I'd over that pay-per-view. Laugh at Quilly. It's true. Rabbit in headlights. Go watch any of Quillin's fights. Look at his eyes. He's looking. You know what he looks like? He looks like I don't know. He looks like he's got he looks like he's been electrocuted when he fights. You look at his eyes. He was terrible to watch fight. I'm sorry. He was terrible to watch fight. I'm on one today, but I have to be on one today because I've just got to call it for what it is. When you have dined out on watching some great fights, Hearns and Barkley, Hearns and Leonard and Hagler, Ben and Eubank, Ben and McLennan, Ben Watson, McCallum Tony. When you've dined out on fights like that, there's just a couple of fights. When you've dined out on fights like that, yeah. And then you watch what's around today, what they call great fighters. I'm sorry, but those guys yesterday had could fight on the inside, could fight on the outside. I'm just calling it for what it is. And they had the personality to match it as well. And they fought everybody. Ryder is cool, but Canelo should have been fighting Charlo. Wait, hold on. Wait, just take one back step here. Look, I love Charlo and I love Andrade. I love both of them guys. But none of those guys have done better than Ryder. When have any of them two men gone to another man's backyard or gone to another country and fought a guy that they were the underdog for? None of them have done that. Andrade ain't done that. Charlo ain't done that. And I like them. Andrade, I don't care too much for us that much. But more Charlo. I like Charlie's my boy. But he ain't done what Ryder's done. He ain't gone into fight. He hasn't gone and fought in a guy's backyard when it's stacks when he looks who's Charlo fought where the guy's bigger than him, taller than him, better record than him, and the underdog. Charlo ain't done that, so Charlo don't deserve a fight more than Ryder does. When you stack it up and you look at the guys Ryder's fought, and you look at the guys Charlo's fought, and the guys Andrade's fought, when you stack them things up, I'm sorry, you can't say those two guys deserve it. I'd like to see them fight, but they need to be fighting somebody else before they fight Canelo. Sorry. No offense, but a kickboxer was backing up Smith up was never that big on Smith, to be honest. Yeah, well, I did state that. Did I not state that? Why I said that Ryder would beat him. But I wasn't big on. I'm big on Smith. I like Smith, but for other reasons. They might not have nothing to do with actually boxing. They might just have to do with his personality. Like, when somebody, I think Smith could be the part. I think he could be the part. I just don't think I think he's got the ability to do much more of his career, but I just think that his current training setup stops him from going any further in his career. Do you understand? Do you get that? Because if Smith could learn how to fight off the ropes, if Smith could learn how to tie up, if Smith could have better defense, he's not got a bad, not good, but he's got a good jab, good right hand, good shots to the body. That's cool, but inside game is absolutely non-existent, and on the ropes he's terrible. But if Smith could bring in, dare I say, an American trainer, or dare I say, a trainer that would teach him defense, I think Smith could be a very good fighter. And then he would give guys like John Ryder wouldn't be a problem. But John Ryder has earned his crack. So I'm sorry. Remember, Andrade pulled out a fight with Charlo at 154. He can't be well liked. Hoping Canelo fights Ryder and Charlo beats Devon Jacob. The winner will have to see Charlo. Hey, you know who else? I would like Charlo to go and fight Chris Eubank Jr. Sorry. I would faster watch Charlo fight Chris Eubank Jr. than him fight Canelo. Because that's more of an entertaining fight. Both PBC fighters. Let's make that fight happen. I don't watch him fight Canelo and see him get robbed. I want to see that fight. I want to see Charlo versus Eubank Jr. first. Certain fighters don't get the opportunities other fighters do get. What did Canelo do to deserve that Mayweather fight? GGG and Canelo are like been ducking Charlo and Andrade. Well, okay. What does Charlo done to deserve a fight with Canelo? All I know is that Canelo's fought some of the best fighters around. Yeah, let's be honest. Lara did beat him, good and proper. But Yeah, Chris says, Hamza says, yeah, Andrade hasn't done much since. Most of his accolades come from his amateur days. He's made some bad business decisions, in my opinion. Yeah. And so I'm happy for Charlo because he's a guy that I really like as a fighter, but he has not done anything to be in the conversation with Canelo. Ryder has. He beat the guy that won the Muhammad Ali trophy. He beat him. And you wouldn't be talking this way if Ryder had the belts in his hand. I'm talking from the perspective of giving a man his just dues. You either, one, subscribe to the fact that there's corruption in boxing, and we overlook that, and we look at the proof in the pudding is that Ryder beat Smith, but it's only because it was in Smith's backyard, and that's the reason why Smith was it in Smith's backyard? If not Smith's backyard, in Smith's back, the judge was in Smith's back pocket. It's either you subscribe to that or you subscribe to the corruption in boxing. This is what it comes down to. Where do you stand? Are you a man that's going to subscribe to the corruption and say, well, yeah, Smith deserves to be champion? Or are you on the side of justice where Ryder should be the champion today? And if Ryder's the unified champion, then he's got every right to be fighting Canelo. So, get yourself out of that little twist I've just given you there. So, just looking at this, it's man and boy. You're looking at a photograph, you're looking at man and boy. Golovkin being the boy and Pacquiao being the man. The difference between show and substance. Golovkin is show, Golovkin is show, and Pacquiao is substance. Look closely at that picture. Pacquiao is a legend, and Golovkin's a wannabe. That's it. So I hope the fight is made. I hope the fight is made. I hope Golovkin and his management is arrogant enough to believe that they can walk through Manny Pacquiao. Yeah, I hope they believe their own hype. And I hope they do sign the fight. And I hope he does lose the weight, go down to 154. And then Golovkin fans are going to be crying. They'll be crying because their hero is going to be on the side of a terrible beating. Bring the fight down at 154. Bring it down to 154. Or maybe even better still. Or even better still, forget 154. Come down to 150 and fight. Do a Oscar De La Hoya. Fight in a weight category you never fought in before. Or haven't fought in for years. Do that. Don't want to see how great you are. Daring to be great. You didn't want to move up in weight? Okay, move down in weight. Do some sort of movement. So, we are where we are with it. Golovkin versus Pacquiao. I'm going with Pacquiao. Stoppage. 8, 9 rounds. 8 and 10 rounds. 10 rounds I'll go with. Any other thoughts if I finish this video as well? And then after that, I might do a third video. I don't know yet. I might do a third video. But do just a basic general boxing talk. Let me thought before I finish the video off, let me give you all something else to look at. Again, check us out now on www.bwtmonline.com. Check us out. And we have with you here the phone on the phone case on BWTM. Let's look at something else. See if we can get you something else on the page today. Let's see what I can get you today. Let's get you some clothes today. For you ladies out there, you ladies. I know you watch the channel. We've got some t-shirts here for you. Some BWTM ladies t-shirts, women's collection. See it there? That's the women's t-shirt right there. We've got them in the kids section as well. We've got BWTM socks as well. Check them out. BWTM socks. If you really want to wear some socks, there you go. The hoodie, the mug, bag, All available now on bwtmonline.com. Right, I think I'm done. Thank you all for watching as always. I really hope they make this fight at the end of the year. Pacquiao versus Golovkin. I'm out. Thank you as always for watching BWTM.